Merry Christmas.
Quiet, piggy.
Identify as a lady and have they, them as pronouns. It is possible.
You're not family to me unless I say you are.
In a year, I'll have a vagina.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. So glad you could be here today. We have a great show planned for you, but first, we need to thank today's sponsor. It is at Super and Rich. Thank you very much, Super, for sponsoring today's episode and for your generosity at this time of the year. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. But we do need to get on with the rest of the show because we got a lot of liberal Christmas. Well, instead of Christmas cheer, it's Christmas dreariness that they're spreading all over the place. Plus, we're going to be touching on this absolutely horrible, horrendous fraud that is happening in Minnesota. It is getting worse and worse every day. It is like a disgusting, rotten onion, and you just keep on peeling back the layers. And we've got a serious deficit in trade in this country, and we're going to be touching on that as well. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to be jumping into that liberal pool of madness, my friends, right now. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Merry Christmas.
Wow.
Merry Christmas is all I have to say. Here I am standing in front of my tree that I decorated.
Ooh, okay. Wow.
And I hate everyone.
Wow.
If I say happy holidays to someone and they get mad and they say it's Merry Christmas, I'm gonna say quiet, piggy.
Oh no.
And I think you should do the same. Because, you know.
You're
Anyway,
horrible.
happy holidays.
Okay.
Hello, my adorable little offerings.
Hello.
It is possible to have a different gender identity and pronouns than your birth gender. You could be born a dude, identify as a lady, and have they, them as pronouns. It is possible.
Yeah, if you're mentally ill, it's possible, for sure.
I hope this helps someone. Bring me more offerings. Have a nice day.
Hi, I'm posting this because I don't give a
Okay,
about
cool.
my blood family.
Oh, yeah, that horrible blood family. Who wants blood family?
Yeah, we've
Jeez.
got the same genetics and they're crappy as
Not as crappy as those glasses. My gosh, where do you even buy glasses like that? Seriously.
so that's why we're all disabled.
Oh.
But that doesn't make you family. I don't care who's watching this. My aunts, my cousins, my uncles. You're not family to me unless I say you are. And I don't have many family members. And that goes for intermediate family members. 'Cause I don't give a...
Of course. I mean, of course it does.
Anyways, yeah.
In a year, I'll have a vagina. I just have to complete a year of electrolysis first.
Okay.
And I'll get a vagina.
How expensive is that?
Medicaid, baby. We live in New York.
Liberals are like Christmas lights. They all hang together. Half of them don't work. And the ones that do aren't very bright. That's great.
Friendly reminder, as a white American woman, yeah, I will no longer be dating white men. I'm looking for anything other than a white man, okay? Just a heads up.
If you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be today?
Hold on. I'd be 11. 10 years ago?
Damn, you're young.
If you were born
that makes
10
sense.
years ago, how old would you be today? You said 11.
Oh, is it like a trick question or something?
You'd be 10 because it was 10 years ago.
Born.
What?
No, I'm 21. So it'd
Yeah.
be, oh.
It's so...
Oh.
It's okay. How many world wars were there, Aya?
3.
Women.
This is why it's hard to meet people as a vegan.
Not a lot of vegans rocking that place, my brother. You're not going to be meeting anybody.
Most people are meat eaters, and
yeah,
most people aren't here. But I'm not gonna sacrifice my good health.
Your good
to
health.
be around a bunch of people that are going the wrong direction.
The wrong direction?
Chilling.
Well, here's a shocking headline. Forced transgender boy quickly returns to normal after removal from mother's care. Wow, okay, well, that's a definite win for the kid, and I guess a win for the dad. You know, our country would be so much better off without these liberal women. And here's a warning to anybody out there that doesn't appreciate chihuahuas. You've been warned.
I'm sick. I'm sick of seeing Chihuahua hate on TikTok. If you don't like Chihuahuas, it's because you haven't been fortunate enough to earn the respect and trust of a Chihuahua. Chihuahuas are amazing and lovely and adorable. And if you can't earn their trust, I'm sorry, baby, but that is a skill issue within yourself.
China converts mosques into public toilets. That's pretty funny. Let's see what's going on here. Officials say the conversion of mosques into public toilets is a necessary step to eradicating the 7th century old superstition that chains the masses to backward thinking, delusions, and mental illness. Wow, how do you really feel? This is actually, I think, a good idea. They turn our churches into mosques, so let's just turn the mosques into public bathrooms. I think that would be
the way. This is the way. This is the way.
And now we're going to be covering some of the Minnesota fraud. And quite frankly, I don't even think fraud is the correct term. This is so big, so massive, so deep, so intertwined between individuals, immigrants, and the government itself of Minnesota. It is disgusting. And I heard that the original claim was that $1 billion was lost, but now it's up to $9 billion. But quite frankly, I think it's way higher than that. And unfortunately, I think Minnesota is not the only state that is involved in this kind of stuff. But let's take a look at one of the scams that's running in Minnesota right now.
Here in Minnesota, massive fraud is taking place within the government and the Somali population. Yeah. Here, this building alone, Quality Learning Center, is a daycare, yet they spelled learning wrong. And they said leering. This daycare alone in 2025 has received $1.9 million from the government. And the strange things about these childcare centers is...
Yeah, and notice he said centers, plural. There are more of these in Minnesota. They're peppered all over the place. And they're all getting millions of dollars every year.
There's no one here right now. It's midday on a weekday. And if you were to try to go inside, it's completely closed and the windows are all blacked out. No one's working. Midday, children should be in here. And this place is licensed for 99 children. And this is the outside.
Wow.
There's no windows, no nothing. And like I said, they literally spelt the word wrong on their sign. This is open and blatant fraud taking place here inside of Minnesota. The government is complicit with this, and this is just one of the hundreds of child daycare centers here inside of Minneapolis being ran by the Somali population.
Hundreds. Okay, I didn't realize it was hundreds. I thought it was maybe a couple dozen. Jeez Louise. And they're all pulling in over $1 million probably each.
It's sad that it's happening here in Minnesota, and it stinks that it's happening and it's being labeled on the Somali population. However, that's just the facts of what's happening here inside of Minnesota. $1.9 million for this daycare center that can't even spell learning right.
An easy solution to clean up Minnesota would be to first get Tim Walz out of there. I don't know if he has to be impeached, forcibly removed. I don't know what has to happen there, but he needs to go. Ilhan Omar needs to go. And I'm talking about deportation, not just out of Congress. And then all of these Somalians need to get out. They need to be arrested, the ones that are committing crimes, and then the rest need to be deported because we have no room for people that don't contribute to our society. It's time for them to go. Now, Santa is also having some problems this year with Minnesota in particular. Let's check that out. The reindeer says they refuse to fly unless we go by Tim Walz's house and call him a retard. Oh, Rudolph, you're so funny. And here's yet another scam in Minnesota that the Somalians are running. It involves buying houses. Let's take a look. It says, holy smokes, it's now coming out that Somalis buy homes in Minnesota to use as home care. They sit empty, then build the state for millions per year. 455 homes confirmed. Somalis figured out the perfect plan on how to scam Minnesota taxpayers and everybody, because that's federal money coming into Minnesota. This is infuriating. And you know what? It is. So let's take a look at this young lady talking about this latest scam.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers.
Now, notice she said in her neighborhood alone. So let's start multiplying this to, I don't know how many different neighborhoods times how many different, this is hundreds, probably maybe thousands of houses.
She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes.
Why would there be such a regulation that they cannot come out and inspect these homes? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, I guess it totally makes sense because all of Minnesota is just absolutely corrupt and reeks. It's a filthy, filthy state when it comes to government and these scams. It's actually quite a beautiful state when you talk about the physical aspects of the state, but that's not what we're talking about.
And make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center.
Wow.
She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them. But the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes. And these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of their money. They are banking on this, making millions of dollars, and the government here in Minnesota is too lazy to go and check it out and to see if there's even clients living in these homes. The fraud in Minnesota is so deep. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
I think she's actually not right when she says the Minnesota government is too lazy. They're too complicit. They've got their fingers in the cookie jar and they want to skim as much money off the top and the bottom and the sides and everywhere in between as possible. So it's pretty disgusting, my friends. And here's a really good question. If a Muslim beats his wife, is it domestic violence or child abuse? Oh, gosh. Sad, but maybe true. Check out how this taxi cab driver deals with somebody in the back seat that is insisting that they turn off music because it's haram. Oh well. So sorry. No music? Denmark officially bans burqa. Is it burqa or burqas in plural? I'm not sure. Anyways, bans burqa in public, warns Muslims adapt to the culture or leave. That is exactly the stance that we need to start taking here in America. And we need to make it known like right now to everybody. Adapt or leave. Not even just to the Muslim people, to anybody coming into this country. Adapt or leave. You need to properly contribute to the country to be a part of this wonderful country. Let's take a look at some of the really creative emojis, the Islamic emojis. They're pretty fascinating. And let's take a look. Islamic emojis. Okay, well, okay, we got laugh out loud, grin, angry, sad, crying. Well, are you seeing a pattern here, my friends? Wow, love, bored, cool, scared. Okay, that's pretty funny. I don't care who you are. Well, it looks like the 2028 presidential election is, sad to say, I think it's starting, and Gavin Newsom is definitely making a run. He's going to put his hat in, his greasy hat, for sure. But here's an example of what Gavin Newsom has to offer to the rest of the country. This is a Wingstop in Oakland, and it is absolutely pathetic. They had to go to these measures to keep their employees safe and to keep, not from being robbed. Check it out.
Check this out. We're out here in Oakland at Wingstop. The entire place is locked down like Fort Knox. Really thick glass, bulletproof windows. Gotta talk through an intercom when you order your food and get it through a little cubby hole right here. That's insane. Welcome to Oakland, baby.
When the government says you don't need an AR-15, you need an AR-15. And here's quite a disturbing fact from the shows that catches predators. They set up stings, and well, let's see what kind of people they're actually finding, who these predators are more and more. Let's check it out.
We have seen an increase in illegal immigrants being caught in our stings across the country, and it seems today that we can't do a sting, whether we're in the South or the Midwest or West Coast or East Coast, without catching somebody who's in this country illegally.
With all of these illegal aliens, predators running around our country, how do we send them back effectively? Well, I think President Trump may have stumbled on a great method inadvertently. Let's check it out. After the Three Seas tankers' oil is removed in Galveston, Trump should fill them up with illegal aliens and send them back, all back to Venezuela. I think that is a great idea. Bernie Sanders says, we have a major housing crisis. What's this we crap? You have 3 houses. This is an AR-15, aka ghost gun. It can fire 100 bullet clips in 3 seconds. Wow. It's fully semi-auto, magazine belt fed, air oil cooled. AR literally means assault rifle. Just look what it does to a human. Who needs access to a weapon of mass destruction like this? Let's take a look exactly what they're talking about. And before you get your panties in a bunch, that was a completely satire-based clip. The bullet, if you call it a bullet, I guess, the shell that hit that target, the human torso, that was, I think they said it was from a tank or something. It was like 120 something caliber. It was a monster of a shell. It did not come out of that AR-15 when it was shot. So just so everybody is clear, it was satire. It's not real. But let's check these facts out about guns and how they can be used effectively. Gun facts they don't tell you about. 550 rapes are prevented every day by showing a gun. 1,100 murders are prevented every day by showing a gun. Law-abiding citizens use guns over 2 million times each year to protect themselves. Huh. That's weird because the leftists, they never talk about those points. Interesting. All right, my friends, it is time to play. Which of these two immigrants got wall-to-wall sympathetic news coverage from the media? All right, my friends. Yep, it is time. Take a look and see which one do you think got wall-to-wall media coverage. Was it the Ukrainian refugee escaping war? Or was it a wife-beating MS-13 gang member, otherwise known as the Maryland Dad? Yes, my friends, that is it for playing which of these two immigrants got wall-to-wall sympathetic news coverage from the media. Let me know down below which one you think got more coverage. Hunter Biden just did a 5.5-hour interview, and my gosh, he'd have to be on cocaine just to do it. That's crazy. But what is more crazy is he actually tells everybody there was no laptop. This guy is a pathological liar, and he just can't help gaslighting the American people. Let's check it out.
There is no laptop.
There was no laptop.
I have no recollection whatsoever of ever dropping off a laptop to John Paul McIsaac. He says he goes to repair the laptop, but then he starts to read the files. And he reads a file and he sees files about Burisma. And he says the only thing that he can think of doing is calling Rudy Giuliani. He's a laptop repair shop owner in Wilmington, Delaware, whose store is 3.5 miles at most from where everybody knows my parents live. So if he had a laptop that he wanted to return, he thinks that the best thing to do is call Rudy Giuliani's lawyer, Bob Costello, and give it to my sworn enemy.
But there was no laptop, right?
They cobbled together all of this digital material that had been stolen from phones, that had been taken from the dark web, and they made it out to be this thing. Then the story doesn't become about the laptop at all, because there's nothing in the laptop other than a record of me being a degenerate at the worst moment in my life, smoking, doing drugs, doing whatever.
Yeah, I love how at the end he just yada yadas the whole I'm sleeping with tons of hookers. And seriously, what do you think is more likely? There was a laptop with all this degenerate stuff on it, plus all this other stuff that he had because he had access to his dad, and he was selling, that opportunity to have influence in the White House. Do you think it's more likely that there was a laptop with all that stuff, or that somebody went and cobbled together all this whatever information that was on there? Give me a break. And here's something I came across that is absolutely quite shocking. I just finished up school a year ago, and it was in broadcasting, and so I had to take some journalism classes. And in the world of journalism, the AP style is king supreme on how you format everything that you write. What's uppercase, what's lowercase, what, do you use a hyphen or a comma or whatever? If you're writing it in an article or a magazine, if it's on digital or paper, the AP style rules supreme. And check this out. They just made a change to their formatting. Why we will lowercase white. AP style will continue to lowercase the term white in racial, ethnic, cultural senses. Okay. This decision follows our move last month to capitalize black. In such uses, we consulted with a wide group of people internally and externally around the globe and considered a variety of commentary in making these decisions. It's just more fuel to the fire to try to stoke this racial war. Up next is something I found that really laser focuses the lunacy and just the absolute absurdity of the left and those that are pro-choice. Let's check it out. A fetus is not a baby, so the pro-choice leftist will claim. Yet, in America, you can be fined $100,000 plus be forced to serve a year in prison if you destroy an eagle's egg. Why? Well, because a preborn eagle is an eagle. You can't argue against the science, my friends. And here's a blue-haired young lady that is finally receiving that thing called consequences for her actions. Let's check it out.
Counts of vandalism and repeated property damage. This court sentences you to 1 year in county jail.
1 year for some stupid Trump signs? They were just signs. I've never even been to jail before. This isn't fair. It wasn't even that serious.
Guards, handcuff her, please.
And she still doesn't get it. It's not that she destroyed the Trump sign, it's that she destroyed property, period. These kids are so entitled and they just have no idea how the real world works. Well, she's going to get a nice lesson over the next year in jail. And I wish her all the luck. I'm here to read stories to your kid. Help, please. I'm dragged. Give me your kid. I love it. Jeez, these people are so stupid. With President Trump's push to build new submarines and warships and just a push in general to start building in America, up next is Mike Rowe, and he is really sounding the alarm that our country is not even desperately in need of people that are in the trades. It is beyond desperation. There are hundreds of thousands of jobs that need to be filled right now. But all of the people that could have been doing it are stuck in colleges and universities learning to hate our country. Anyways, this is really interesting. It's a real wake-up call. Take a look.
We've been telling kids for 15 years to code. Learn to code, we said. Yeah, well, AI is coming for the coders. They're not coming for the welders. They're not coming for the plumbers. They're not coming for the steam fitters or the pipe fitters or the HVAC. They're not coming for the electricians. You know, that Ideas Festival I was telling you about in Aspen, I sat there and listened to Larry Fink say we need 500,000 electricians in the next couple of years. Not hyperbole. This is me being the alarmist again. There's not a week that goes by in my humble little foundation. It's called MicroWorks, shameless plug. We award work ethic scholarships every year, right, to kids who want to learn a skill that's in demand. These are trade school scholarships. Not a week goes by where I don't get a phone call from somebody like the Blue Forge Alliance, who oversees our maritime industrial base. That's 15,000 individual companies who are collectively charged with building and delivering 3 nuclear-powered subs to the Navy every year for 10 years, right? 2 Virginia, 1 Columbia class. Mind-bogglingly complicated. This guy calls and says, we're having a hell of a time finding tradespeople. Can you help? I said, I don't know, man. It's pretty skinny out there. How many do you need? He says 140,000. 140,000. Now, granted, over 7 years, but they need 80, 90,000 right now. These are our submarines, folks, right? Things go hypersonic, little sideways with China, Taiwan, whatever. Our aircraft carriers are no longer the point of the spear. They're vulnerable. Our submarines matter. And these guys have a pinch point because they can't find welders and electricians to get them built. Where are they? They said. We've looked everywhere. Do you know? I said, yeah. I know where they are. They're in the 8th grade, man. They're in the 8th grade. And the same thing, the automotive industry needs 80,000 collision repair and technicians. Energy, I don't even know what the number is. I hear 300, I hear 500,000 everywhere.
Hey guys, just a quick PSA. We got to talk about this white collar versus blue collar thing, because a lot of people seem to have forgotten how the world actually works. We got people who spent 4 years in the classroom listening to some professional talker tell them how society functions, while the people who actually make society function are out here getting talked down to like we don't matter. Blue-collar workers are the closest thing to reality you're ever going to get. We don't guess, we don't theorize, we don't write essays about how pipes, engines, wiring, and supply chains should work. We make them work. And here's the truth everyone in the ivory tower doesn't want to admit. America collapses without truck drivers. America shuts down without electricians. America floods without plumbers. America starves without farmers. America freezes without HVAC techs. And America stops building without welders and mechanics. You can't Zoom call your way out of a busted water main. You can't email a solution to a busted transformer. And you can't PowerPoint a truckload of food into a grocery store. Everything white collar talks about, blue collar builds, and yet we're still the ones that get shat on. And the pay gap is shrinking, demand is rising, and the data doesn't lie. Trade schools have some of the fastest ROIs in the country. People spend $100,000 on an education, while a welder or a CDL driver can out-earn them in 2 years without debt. All this to say we're tired of being talked down to like we're the dumb ones, as if to say six-figure debt is the smart way to go. Blue-collar workers aren't lesser. We're essential, we're foundational, and we're based in reality. But anywho's, a white-collar might write the rules, but it's blue-collar that keeps the lights on so you can read them. Stay grounded, stay building, and stay happy.
Trump is in the Epstein files. It says Epstein hates Trump, but Trump was mentioned. So funny. Here's a clip from Dallas, Texas, and I don't know what's going on, Dallas, but I don't like it. You can't be arresting Christians for, I guess they're preaching, street proselyting, which, as far as I know, is totally okay here in America, but I don't know. Let's check it out, Dallas.
Twice.
Interference for what? You only told me twice?
Go over there with him.
So what's the charge, officer?
Right now, interference with public duties.
How did he do that?
Kick me off of public property, officer?
Now. What do you want to do?
So this officer just arrested my fellow brother because he's on public property and asking questions.
Okay, so you get to go too. Let's go.
It's outrageous.
Here's Mike.
On the radio right now.
This is disgusting.
Sit down on the thing up there, bud. Sit down.
Hey, I wanted to,
wow.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all two to go over there.
We're on public property right here.
This is not about public property.
I have the right to record this.
It's true.
It is public property.
This is not about public property.
So why am I being arrested, officer?
Because I told you to back off twice. You didn't do it.
For being on public property?
Back off? What could he have possibly have done to threaten that police officer? Yet we have people gathering all over the place in Texas and in other states chanting "Death to America." But hey, that's cool. That's cool. But don't you dare talk about Jesus Christ on these streets, because that's drawing the line. That's going too far.
Just to put my 2 cents into the Make Your Purple Revolution.
Wow.
I'm never going to forgive those people that voted for him.
Okay.
Ever. And we're done as a society. We are done not holding shitty people accountable.
Like you?
When they do something shitty.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to forgive a racist that voted for Trump, who now lost their health care? No, I don't think so. I think you're getting exactly what you voted for, and that just makes me so happy.
Well, thanks.
And
Appreciate
just
it.
like to add on another thing.
But wait! There's more!
Oh, we should just, we need to move on. We need to unite. No. You know who had a really good idea? Brad Pitt's character in Inglourious Bastards.
Great movie, by the way.
I would like to be able to identify you for the rest of your life.
Oh, it's so loving and compassionate.
Because it is that serious. It is that bad. Purple Revolution. You guys are fucking nuts.
It's time for Dave's Detox. Wow, it's a good save.
Look at all catnip.
Uh-oh. Yeah, looks like it. Wow. Oh, no.
Come on. Good girl.
Oh, wow, it's stuck behind the wall. They better brick that up, like, right now. Jeez.
I don't care how much you bite me. I'm still cutting your nails. You like to scratch? Look at this. You like scratching?
Ouch.
Here we go.
Can you lift his legs?
Oh, boy.
Lift his legs. Lift his legs. Just his legs. Get the back leg, Angel.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's amazing it wasn't speared. Hey, hold my beer. I can do better. Uh-oh. Oh, poor guy. Oh, nice. How did he get over there? Well, he probably came down the other way. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and thank you to all those that subscribed. And if you hit the thumbs up button, I do appreciate it. There's going to be a couple of videos popping up here in just a second. I think you'll enjoy them, so check them out today. And until the next episode, stay safe, know that you're loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.